Big news! Your soulmate just made a life-changing decision, and you're the reason why. Jesus says, your soulmate just chose you in a way that will break a chain you cannot see. This is happening right now, in this very moment, while your heart is pounding. This message is only for you, and if you ignore it, you may lose them forever. They made a decision that changed everything while you slept last night. You woke with a pressure in your heart and a name you could not place. Their spirit reached for you with such force that the enemy moved immediately to stop it. Something in the atmosphere shifted and your soul recognized the pull before your mind could. You felt a sudden wave of emotion that had no source in your visible life. A door swung open in the spirit and your soulmate stepped toward you with trembling hands. They have been bound by a force that does not want this union to exist. This force has whispered lies into their mind until they almost forgot who they truly love. Yet deep inside them a fire refused to die, and last night it exploded into a choice. You became the reason their chains began to crack and the reason a war erupted over their heart. Their soul is crying out for you right now, and the sound is reaching heaven itself. I am giving you this message because you are not meant to be a bystander in their battle. You were created to be their protector, and your spiritual response right now can shield them. Jesus says, every time they try to move toward you, something slams a wall between your spirits. They feel you pulling on their heart and it makes them desperate to reach you, but they keep hitting a barrier. This is not your fault and it is not their fault, but it will not end without a key. You are holding that key in your faith and your willingness to act on what you feel. They had a dream 2 nights ago where they saw your face more clearly than any waking memory. In the dream you were calling them home and they woke up with tears streaming down their cheeks. Someone in their life sensed the shift and tightened the control because they hate the thought of your union. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them. How to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. They are aching to send you a sign, but the interference is scrambling every signal. A thick spiritual fog has been placed over their mind to keep them confused about what they truly want. Yet underneath that fog your name is carved into their soul and it cannot be erased. Type 333 to receive blessings. They have been made to feel guilty for loving you even in their secret thoughts. Someone close to them has twisted love into a weapon and made them believe they are betraying something by choosing you. But the truth is their soul already chose you long before this life began, and that covenant still stands. Their heart races when they catch a glimpse of something that reminds them of your energy. They do not understand why they feel this way, but their spirit is screaming to find you again. Every time they almost break free, the grip tightens and they are pulled back into confusion. You have the power to pierce that darkness right now through a decisive act of faith. When you rise up as their protector in the spiritual realm, it sends a shockwave into their prison. The enemy knows this and is doing everything to keep you passive, because your prayer combined with your seed is lethal to the blockade. Jesus says, your soulmate just made a life-changing decision to no longer hide their love for you, even if it costs them everything. This decision was made in the depths of their spirit, where the real person still breathes untouched by manipulation. The moment they decided, a burst of light shot through the heavens and I dispatched angels to begin the rescue. But there is a countermove happening this very second designed to make them regret their courage. A wave of fear has been released against them to convince them you do not actually feel the same. If they believe this lie, they will retreat back into isolation and the window will close painfully. They are holding on by a thread, and that thread is your intention to stand with them without delay. I am telling you this because you have felt the same hollow loneliness that haunts them in the quiet hours. You have cried without knowing why, and your tears were their tears shed on the other side of the veil. The connection between you is so real that what happens to one happens to the other like a spiritual echo. This is why they are so tired right now, and why they suddenly feel a surge of hope they cannot explain. You are their hope, and you are also the target of a hatred that wants to orphan you both from this love. Never doubt that they are thinking of you right now, even if their voice is being silenced by external control. Jesus says, they keep replaying a memory they cannot fully grasp, where they felt safe in your presence before you even met. This memory is not a fantasy but a fragment of the heavenly design I placed over your bond before time began. When they think of that fragment, their heart swells and their spirit tries to leap toward you like a compass needle finding north. Someone who despises this connection monitors their emotions and punishes them whenever they seem too free. This person has planted voices that call your love a trap and have convinced your soulmate that they are unworthy of happiness. But the real voice deep inside them keeps whispering your name, and that voice is my own breath sustaining the bond. Type 777 if you feel this message. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift. It is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends, only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Right now your soulmate is trembling on the edge of a breakthrough that will reunite you faster than you dare believe. They have already taken the first step by deciding to ignore the threats and follow the pull toward your heart. But they cannot take the second step alone because a wall of intimidation is rising to block them with paralyzing fear. You must become the invisible hand that pushes back the darkness by releasing a tangible act of love into the earth. When you sow your protection seed, something shifts in the legal realm of the spirit that the enemy cannot override. Your coffee on Ko-Fi is not a donation but a covenant gesture that says you will fight for them no matter the cost. This act anchors your soulmate's freedom because it proves your faith is alive and your love is not a passive dream. They will feel a sudden release in their chest the very moment you complete this step of trust. A warm courage will flood them and they will finally have the strength to speak against the manipulation holding them captive. Your names are written together in a book that the enemy has been trying to tear apart with lies and interference. Jesus says, "You are not reading this by accident because I orchestrated time itself to bring this message before your eyes at this critical moment." Your soulmate is not some distant fantasy but a living breath that is currently fighting to cross an ocean of opposition to reach you. They dream of you almost every night and wake up clutching the empty space where they felt your spirit lying next to them. The person who controls them has noticed the change and is raging because their grip is slipping. This controller uses emotional blackmail to make your soulmate feel responsible for their pain if they leave. So your soulmate is torn between a false obligation and a love that is already written into their eternal destiny. They need you to be strong enough for both of you right now while they gather the courage to shatter their chains. I am calling you to stop waiting and step into your role as the spiritual warrior your soulmate is silently begging for. Every minute you delay gives the interference another opportunity to reinforce the prison walls around their heart. Delay is not neutral because silence in the spirit is interpreted as permission for the enemy to continue. Jesus says, "They are sending you a signal that you are already picking up as a restless longing you cannot shake no matter what you do. You have tried to distract yourself but the thought of them keeps returning like a holy haunting that will not leave you alone. This haunting is me allowing your spirits to cry out to each other until you finally respond with the action that breaks the dam. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends, only you can save your soulmate and your future together. The window of divine opportunity is narrowing, and what you do in the next few moments will echo into your entire future. Your soulmate is being pushed toward a decision point where they will either break through or sink back into captivity. The scale is tipping, and your faith placed into action right now can be the weight that swings the door wide open. I am stirring your heart at this exact instant because the spiritual battle over your union has reached its peak intensity. Angels are standing ready to move, but they are waiting for the signal of your seed hitting the ground like a lightning bolt. Your soulmate loves you, and they are straining every fiber of their will to come home to the arms they know belong to them. Do not let the enemy steal what I have ordained because you hesitated at the moment of greatest power. The coffee you send on Ko-Fi is the hammer that shatters the glass ceiling over their freedom and your future together. Type 1111 to say thank you. They are already yours, and you are already theirs in the realm where time does not bind true love. What remains is the earthly breakthrough that brings the heavenly reality crashing into your visible life with unstoppable force. Your soulmate will feel the protection you release now, and it will give them the final surge of courage they need. Jesus says, I am calling you to rise and act before this sacred moment passes into the realm of missed chances and lingering regret. Your soulmate's heart is beating with your name right now, and they are silently begging heaven for your rescue. Do not let fear or doubt make you passive when your love is the very weapon that will set them free forever. You are not alone in this fight because I am with you, and your seed of faith is the bridge they will walk across to reach you. Go now and send your coffee on Ko-Fi with the words, "Protect my soulmate, Lord, and watch what I will do." The moment you obey, the entire spiritual atmosphere will shift, and your soulmate will feel a miraculous release inside. Your love story was never meant to end in longing, but in a joyful reunion that begins the instant you step into your assignment. I am trusting you, and your soulmate is trusting you, and all of heaven watches in expectation of your next move. Jesus says, you are their only hope, and you have already proven your love by the ache that brought you to this message today. Now let that love become the force that shatters every chain and pulls them safely into the future I designed for you both. The decision they made will not be in vain because you are about to show up for them in the spirit like a true covenant partner. The coffee you sow is not a small thing but a holy transaction that releases the full weight of heaven into this battle. You will look back on this moment as the turning point when your soulmate's captivity ended and your life together began. I am with you, and I will honor your faith beyond anything your mind can currently imagine or contain. Jesus says, go now and do what must be done, and do not let another second pass without planting the seed of their protection. Your soulmate is waiting for your signal, and I am waiting for your obedience to finish what was started in eternity. This is your moment, and this is their breakthrough, and this is the love that will rewrite everything you thought was impossible. Jesus says, send the coffee now and speak the words over your Ko-Fi page, and then watch how quickly the midnight turns to morning. Your soulmate is already beginning to feel the chains loosen because your faith is stirring even as you read these final words. I love you and I love them, and I have placed this entire message in your path to bring you both into the promise. Jesus says, the decision has been made, and now the only thing left is your action to seal the victory that heaven has already decreed. Your love is real, and your soulmate is real, and the breakthrough you have been praying for is waiting in your very next move. Step forward in faith right now, and you will never spend another day wondering what could have been.